A very good afternoon, Katlego. I hope you can hear me. It's over to you.
A very good afternoon once again to you, Mama Nompu, and to our viewers at home. Well, what's happening right now is that we are currently on Madiba Street. That is where we see these marchers, supporters of the SACP here. We see the ANC here as well, and also COSATU. So it's the tripartite alliance really united in this cost of living march. We see them occupying the streets of Pretoria today. They are moving here, closely guarded by the police, to go hand over that memorandum of demands to the Treasury. I'm going to bring into the conversation with us this afternoon the SACP GS, Mr. Mapaila, who just give us a sense of what's the content of this memorandum of demands and why do we find you here once again, because last month you were with COSATU side by side on a similar march, and today we see you still united again, putting pressure in terms of this cost of living march. Welcome to the SACP, SABC.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the SACP March. No, in fact, this march is very important. We are going to the National Treasury to call on the National Treasury to relieve the working people, the poor people of our country from the high cost of living, the crisis that they find themselves in. They can't afford basics, foodstuff, transport, housing, anything is too expensive in this country because of the capitalist system and because the government doesn't want to capacitate the public sector economy. Part of the content of the memorandum is to call for a stronger public sector economy that can support the living conditions of our people, so that we don't have an economy that benefits a minority that makes huge profit at the expense of the majority who live in misery perpetually. It is in this regard that we are making specific requests or calls on demands from the Treasury about expansion of the zero-rated foodstuffs so that they can lower the cost of living, and also the implementation of the National Health Insurance and its funding, because that will also relieve the working people of a huge strain on their living crisis. And many other indicators in the economy shows that the interventions in this sector on social security section becomes critical. That is why we are also calling for the redoubling of the social distress relief fund grant to the people, but also to immediately move it towards a universal basic income grant for the poor, so that for as long as the people are not working in this country, they should be given a form of grant to sustain themselves, to live. Otherwise, our people are living in perpetual indignity, unemployment and poverty. That's what this march is about. It's a rolling mass action. It's not ending here with only this protest. We are joining the program started by our mighty federation, COSATU, a few weeks ago. We are continuing with this march, and it will continue once in a while, all the time, until our demands are fully met. So there will be no peace for government that doesn't respect the people and their demands.
Let's talk about the budget. We know that this is coming at the back of the budget that we saw delivered by the finance minister. You're going to his office now. So this says to us that maybe you're not satisfied by what you heard yesterday. Maybe give us a sense of the timing of this march as well.
Well, certainly the budget was a disappointment, huge disappointment. It did not respond to the needs of the people. It did not respond to how to tackle unemployment in our country. It basically gives the people of this country more capitalism, which is the source of the crisis that we have. That is why we want our state, our government to wake up and reset the agenda of transformation in this country, take responsibility, take ownership of leadership, because they've been elected to lead, not to allow the private sector to take responsibility for the people when the private sector is not accountable to the people. That is why that budget didn't give any basic interventions to relieve the people of this poverty that they are in and the high cost of living for the people. So we want strategic interventions. For instance, how to lower down food prices as one. There's been an international decline in the price of fuel, but it has not gone down to the poor who are using transport on a daily basis. So we need the capacity so that this thing of the state, so that this thing is not left only to the vagaries of the market, the decision making being the markets, because the market determines on the basis of elevating prices higher. It is in this regard that we have rejected that budget as presented 2 days ago by Minister Godongwana, because it did not respond to the plight of the poor in this country.
Yeah, just before we let you go, you're marching next to the ANC, you're marching next to COSATU. They are in government. The ministers are part of this government of national unity. So what are the conversations that you're having with them as your alliance partner to come through for you here? Because we know very well that they're forming the part of this government of national unity.
Well, firstly is that the democratic government belongs to the people of South Africa. And I think it's very important to appreciate that. That's why we'll not even allow any other one, including this pro-capital group of the DA, to steal it. That's why we need the consciousness of our people, including of the political leadership. That's why we appreciate the participation of all alliance components here. It's not necessarily only an SACP March. It's led by the SACP, but as you can see, it's supported by all components of the alliance. We've got one of our veterans, Mulopa, here from COSATU. When we see him all the time in the marches, we get more encouragement. Despite that he has retired, but he still gives us strength to move on, to make these demands possible. So we want to win back government of the people, not allow a process of recolonization, self-imposed recolonization. That is why this rolling mass action is not ending here. It will continue until our demands are met.
All right, Mr. Mapaila, thank you very much, sir, for your time. Is coming through as the SACP General Secretary, and Nompu, you can hear them saying that this is a rolling action. We have the chairperson of the ANC here in Gauteng, Panyaza Lusufi, who's here as part of those that are marching. Mike Shingange from COSATU is also here marching with those that are here today. The police really occupying this space as well as we see them moving to the Treasury. They are hoping that this afternoon they'll get joy there in terms of someone that will be welcoming to what they're bringing to the table, and also will be there to receive their memorandum of demands. Nopu is back to you in studio for now.
Thanks very much, my colleague here, Katlego Legodi.